just this beautiful, beautiful day wherever we are located here. And God, we're so grateful for this first day of February. And winter is getting behind us and spring is coming soon. And God, I thank you for all of our cities that are just all of our leaders here that are just loving their cities and doing the best they can and the challenges that come. And God, you help us to grow through those challenges and help us to rely more on you and not on ourselves, God, because this is ultimately, we want this to be about you. So thank you for all that you're doing. And God, we're looking forward to what you're going to do here this year in 2023. And just please lead and guide and direct our meeting here today. In your name I pray, amen. Amen, amen. All right, I am going to turn it over to Danielle Cox. This is her first, okay, she is 1 month old as our Love Our Cities specialist, okay? She's 1 month old. She started 1 month ago. So everybody, come on, give it up for Danielle.
Thanks, guys.
She survived 1 month working with me. That is an amazing thing. My wife would be impressed. It is a big deal here. So Danielle's been reaching out to many of you, just trying to learn more about what you're doing and just how we can best serve you. And we just want to, that's really our heart and our goal is we want to serve you guys the best we can. And one of the best way to do that is just to meet and talk and to listen. And so please, when Danielle reaches out to you, please respond and you're going to enjoy that time with her. So Danielle's going to introduce our first breakout here today.
You bet. Yeah, so kind of just echoing what Jeff said is a big thing that we are discovering in these city leaders meetings is that a larger win is when we're able to actually talk to each other and engage in smaller rooms and smaller groups. And so we are gonna start our meeting off and maybe more regularly. And so what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna break out into groups. And what I want you to do is just introduce yourself, introduce your city. We're just gonna have a couple minutes. And then what I want us to do is actually just share a win that you have. And just to bring some clarity on that, a win is gonna look different for every city. And so we are not here to judge your win. Truly, your win could be you sent an email or you had a conversation with someone, or your win could be we just had our volunteer day and had 3,000 volunteers come out. If you did, I want to learn more from you. But so really, I just want to break us out. We're going to introduce yourself, introduce your city, and then just share a win with your group and just kind of encourage one another and learn a little bit so far. And then we'll come back in. I think Dave is in charge of breaking our rooms out today so that Jeff does not have to stress about that anymore. So Dave, take it away.
Wait, well, we're going to do Dave in a little bit here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody back here? Very, very good. All right, well, we're going to return to the same groups that we're just a part of. So I'm sorry to cut you guys off. I know the good conversations are going on, but we're going to have some further good conversations here in just a little bit here. But let me just give a couple updates and just move on. You know, our topic today is loving your city year round. So we talk a lot about maybe these one-day volunteer days, and that, which is really important, of course, but we want to talk about loving year round because that really is the ultimate goal. One day is great, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is how we can love our cities, you know, all year round. So a couple updates here. One, how many of you, raise your hand if you know who Eric Swanson is? Anybody know that name, Eric Swanson? So Eric is, man, he is one of my mentors for sure. And he's just been a huge cheerleader champion of everything that we're doing. And he's been on this call before. And I just think the world of him and just all that he has taught me and I've learned from him over these years. So Eric has a monthly call. It's always the third Wednesday in the month at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And he just wants to invite, he wants to invite everyone, anyone who's loving their city and leading their city to be a part of this call here. So I'm going to send out the link, the Zoom link to his monthly call. And if you're able to be a part, awesome. This next month, Love Our Cities is going to be focused on this call. And so we're going to share a little bit more about what we're doing with all the other cities that are on there as well. And so I would love for your support and just for you to maybe you could share a little bit about what your city's doing and how you're, with your volunteer day or whatever you're doing in your city. I think it'd be awesome to have just some more people besides myself talking about Love Our Cities. And so, I'll be sending this information out here after this meeting. You'll see that Zoom link, and would love to have you a part for that meeting, and as well as maybe future monthly meetings too, if you find it valuable. I think you will. So this year's volunteer days, if you have, well, let's do this in the chat. Can you just update your latest dates that you're going to have your citywide volunteer day at? And then can you also put any other events you have going on? We want to love our city year round. So I want to hear and just see all the things that you're doing in Manteca, all the things that you're doing, in Irvine or Anaheim, whatever. Maybe if it's too long, you can email me. But maybe if it's kind of real short, to say, hey, here are the things that our city's doing this year, and here's some of the big dates, the big events that we have. I would just love to see that, to be praying for you, and just to be a support and even celebrate with you on these calls here in the future. Okay, so just if your volunteer day is not April 29th, and I know there's a number of you that's not your big day. A lot of people it is. But if it's not April 29th, I want to invite you to come to experience Love Modesto. This year is going to be our 15th year of doing Love Modesto. This is what started all this. And I would love to invite you to come and just to see and experience what we do, how we do it, get behind the scenes, ask any questions that you have, and maybe a few ideas and things like that you could take back to your city here. Danielle came last year from Washington. And so I want to Danielle, can you share with us maybe what you saw, what you experienced, what you brought home with you?
For sure. So last year was my first year going to Love Modesto, and coming from a city that is still kind of new up here in Washington. COVID really threw us off. We had 1 year and then COVID came. And so being able to see what Love Modesto was able to do and is still doing, it just not only brought like a ton of inspiration for me to bring back to our team, but also just like creative ideas. And I felt like one of my bigger wins was actually coming back to Washington and then getting on these calls and actually recognizing a couple of the faces, because I met them in real life. And it was, and so being able to have that interaction with humans face to face in Love Modesto, actually experiencing the same thing we're all wanting to do, like that was my biggest win. And so I would totally encourage, if you can, to make it out to Modesto on the 29th. It just, and again, like you have to come, it's required, but I promise you it will be a huge win for you. And even like, I know there's a couple people on here this morning that are like very new, don't even have, like, you have a city that you love, but you're just checking out what's happening. That would be a huge win for you, just an inspiration to see what can happen when we really do come together to love our city. So that is my input, to say, go to Love Modesto.
Thank you, Danielle. All right, and I'll be sending some more information about that as well in the email to follow this call here. Last thing I have. So April 11th, our book comes out. It's released on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the places out there. And if you have not gotten a copy yet, I would love to send you one. I'm backlogged from last month, but I've got them all ready to go that I was going to send out last month. But if you want to get a free copy, just put your address, name and address, and phone number in the chat here, and I'll send you one here this next month here. But here's what I need from y'all. I need your support. I need you guys to have my back in this, because this is like a huge venture that I've never done before, releasing a book. And the book is really not my book. Honestly, it's your book. It focuses on all the stories going on in your city. I mean, Chris, we have a whole section there, spotlight on Florence, South Carolina. We've got a section there on Fullerton and Anaheim. I mean, we want to profile all the different cities and just celebrate what God has done and what he continues to do. And so here's practically how you guys can help me. Number one, just give me some feedback. When you read it or skim through it or whatever you got to do to get through it, I would love to hear your honest feedback. And then secondly, if you could just post on social media, just you and a picture of the book and just endorsing it and encouraging people to go to their favorite, bookstore, wherever they, want to online to get it. I think that would be awesome. Or if you do like a short, the biggest thing our publisher says is like a 20-second video of just saying, hey, get this book, and posting that, and just send it to me as well, or share with me so I can, also share that as well. And so the last thing is this: can you post a review on Barnes and Noble? You can't do any reviews on Amazon until the book is released on April 11th. But on Barnes and Noble, you can post review. There's 6 reviews on there right now, and I'm just humbled by the words of these reviews. If you could post a review on Barnes and Noble, that would be huge. Are y'all with me? Are you with me? Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so I'm going to turn it back over. I'm going to give this to Dave here, and Dave Bushnell is 2 months old. He's our city engagement director, and he's 2 months with us here. And Dave, again, is calling many of you and just, again, wanting to learn about your city, what you're doing, and just how we can best serve you. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want to do things that aren't helping you. We want to do the things that can be most helpful to you. So please respond to Dave when he reaches out to you as well. So Dave, introduce our next breakout time.
So our next breakout time is going to tap into what we call collective intelligence. Collective intelligence means that on this call right now, we got a lot of smart people. And when you put a lot of smart people all together, that means they're really smart. And so we're going to pull together some really smarts. Here's how we need to do that. First, you need a writing stick and a slice of paper, or if you are digitally inclined, get your keyboard and another screen. And I need you to, in 60 seconds, would you write down what is your barrier to year-round initiatives? Just identify one potential barrier that you're facing that stands in the way of year-round initiatives or slows that progress. Now, if you're thinking, I don't even know what a year-round initiative is, then here's your barrier. What is a year-round initiative? And you just write that. Or I don't have a vision yet for a year-round initiative. That's great. We'd love for you to identify that. But it could be that you've been at this for a long time and you can identify a specific barrier. So you got 60 seconds. Write down, what is your current barrier to year-round initiatives? Okay, so here's what's next. We're going to get into groups of 4. And in the groups of 4, what we'll do is each person will have an opportunity to sit in the hot seat or to be in the limelight. And what you'll do is you'll share what you just wrote down. And then your other 3 groupies in your breakout will have an opportunity. They'll have 2 minutes to share ideas or ask questions about the barrier that you stated. Now, here's the thing. When those groupies ask questions or share ideas, scribble down notes about, about what they're sharing, because they're the geniuses here, but don't respond. So all you do is present your what you just wrote down, but when you receive the ideas or get asked questions, you don't respond, you just receive, okay? After that 2 minutes, then we rotate to the next person, and the next person shares their barrier, and then they receive ideas or questions for 2 minutes. This exercise is designed to quickly and rapid fire collect some specific actionable thought on how we can address these barriers from the collective intelligence. You have something to offer, regardless of if you've never done anything like this before or not. You are smart enough to be able to contribute to this. You've got great perspective. So just kind of call on your perspective and offer some ideas or ask questions. Now, here's the thing. You're going to be tempted when it gets quiet to just move on to the next person before the 2 minutes is done. Don't do that, because sometimes the best ideas come after a long period of silence, and then some ideas or questions come. So let the 2 minutes roll. Some of you are going to have more than 2 minutes of stuff to share. Bummer. Connect outside of this call, because we're moving on anyway. So the goal here is to get a little taste for the resource that is all around you that's on the screen right now. So make sure that you grab some contact info when we get back to the main room after this activity. So to do this, we're going to need somebody with their phone nearby, because they're going to be the timekeeper, and they're going to be ruthless about it. Okay. So when the 2 minutes goes off, that's it. They're screaming and yelling, done, we're done, go to the next person. Okay. So that means we've got a total, we're going to go to the breakout, and we'll have a total of about 10 minutes, because I'm going to assume it's going to take you 45 seconds to figure out the timer. So are we ready? Off you go.
Yes.
Great work, gang.
All right.
Hopefully you had some barrier ideas that you can plow right through. And our hope is that what you've got on your screen right now is a wealth of knowledge. Tap into that, reach out to that. So if you just heard an idea that you want to hear more about, before we end right now, private chat that person and say, hey, can I get your contact information? I'd love to continue to pick your brain. This is how this is how we love cities better, is we rip each other off of great ideas, and we apply that to our city.
Awesome. Do you guys enjoy that time of just connecting with each other and getting to know each other a little bit? If you need, if some reason why you don't have the contact information or email of someone that you're talking with, just let me know, and I can get that to you. But man, I think the best of what we do. I mean, as this whole meeting, the Love Our Cities, this leaders network here, we can keep giving you information and giving you a monologue of, what you should be doing and how you can do it better, or we can get in rooms like this and just listen to each other and hear from each other. And for me, I don't know, I just enjoy that more. I love having variety of people in different cities and backgrounds and just different stories just to learn from. And I think, I think that you guys are telling us that's what you enjoy as well. So we'll plan on keep doing, we're going to be creative every month and doing different things, but definitely connecting with each other and getting to know other city leaders is going to be a big priority for sure going forward here. Hey, I want to share about our website, our new website platform. Can I give it up for our new website platform? Everybody now. Not everybody's, yeah. You're getting there. I get there. Now, I don't know about you, but with technology, I know how to work my phone a little bit. I know how to work my MacBook. But for the most part, when a new thing comes along, I get nervous. I'm like, oh no, I know the old thing. I don't like the update. And it scares me. It's hard to jump into it. But you know what? This new website platform, I jumped into it. And I was scared. Excuse me. I was scared to jump into it. But now that I'm into it a little bit, it's amazing. I mean, just yesterday, I'm putting all of our sponsors in place, and I'm getting all of our affiliates in place. And I'm realizing how easy it is but I just have to just jump in and just spend some time. And that's how it works. You just got to spend some time with it. And so I really encourage you all, if you're not jumped in yet, you got to soon. And by the way, the resource page has a step-by-step on how to do it as well. So that assisting you, I like thinking around. I just don't like reading a manual. I hate instructions. I just go right to it. When I get a kid's toy, I just go right to it. But eventually, all the times I better go back to that manual and see how this thing works here. And so I hope it's an encouragement to you guys. I hope it's just a total win. Right when we end this meeting, John Wren is on the call here. I saw John somewhere on here. And so he's going to stay on this call. If you have questions about this website and the platform, the front end, building your page, or the back end, how to put projects and sponsors and all that in place, John's going to stay on this call here. And so I really want him. He's the one that developed this. He designed it, and he's going to continue to improve it to make sure it is all that we want it to be to serve you all best. That's what we want more than anything. So I think that's it. March 1 is our next meeting here, and I hope you guys have a great month. Please feel free to stay on the call, but if you want to jump off, that is fine as well. And any questions you have, let us know. Let me and Danielle and Dave know. And again, we're here to serve you guys. All right, y'all. Have a great day.